أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Yajooj and Majooj. This is a true statement as it is given in the Holy Quraan. Yajooj and Majooj are mentioned in two surahs in the Holy Quraan, Surah Al-Kahf and Surah Al-Anbiya. In Surah Al-Kahf, we read the statement, a little short statement about Yajooj and Majooj in the story of Zil Qarnayn. You must know that this Surah Al-Kahf is a great surah in which some supernatural things are described or mentioned. For example, the Ashab Kahf, the people of the cave, they remained sleeping in the cave for 309 years. That was a supernatural phenomena. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to prove to those people and also to us that it is very easy for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep those people sleeping in the cave for 309 years and then wake them up. And similarly, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is very easy for him to give us new life on the day of judgment, to make the dead alive on the day of judgment. In the story of Musa alayhi salam and Khizr alayhi salam, we find that Khizr alayhi salam was a supernatural creation. He was not human being, because the things that he did were beyond the limits or limited freedom of human beings. That is why Musa alayhi salam again and again did objection on his actions. But he had the freedom to do it. For example, a human being, even a prophet alayhi salam, could not kill a person and say he killed him because in future he was going, the killer, the one who was killed, was going to be a mischievous person to cause fasad, mischief in the land. No, a prophet alayhi salam couldn't do that, because Islamically a criminal, first when he commits the crime and then is confirmed by the witnesses that he has committed the crime, only after that a human being can punish in the court of Islam, can punish him with whatever punishment came for him from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But Khizr alayhi salam didn't do like that. And also Musa alayhi salam was told that he will meet Khizr alayhi salam at a place where two seas will be joining together, the junction of the two seas, and the sign of that place will be that the fish, the cooked fish which they had in their food, will become alive and will go into the sea. So this was a very, very supernatural phenomena, and this happened. And then Musa alayhi salam understood that was the place where he was going to meet Khizr alayhi salam, and he met him there. Similarly, Zil Qarnayn, none of the scholars, I didn't see any scholar explaining who was really Zil Qarnayn. They just give their ideas, their understanding, but they don't say with certainty that such and such person was Zil Qarnayn. We understand that he was a ruler. In the Quran, two rulers are mentioned who ruled the whole world. One was Sulaiman alayhi salam, and the other was Zil Qarnayn. And they were pious. Sulaiman alayhi salam was a prophet of Allah, and Zil Qarnayn also was very pious man, pious servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the way he dealt with the people was very, very, very good way. For example, he made 3 expeditions which are mentioned in Surah Al-Kahf. One was to the east, the other was to the west, and the third one was to, I don't remember, to the north or to the south. But there he met those people who were in trouble due to Yajooj and Majooj, and their language was such that no one could understand it, but Zulkarnain understood their language. That means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had blessed him with power, with many blessings, and also by the grace of Allah he knew many languages, so he could speak to those people. Those people complained to him about Yajooj and Majooj, that they used to come and make trouble for them, and they requested Zulkarnain that they would help him with wealth if he could make a wall, a barrier for them, between them and the Yajooj and Majooj. But Zulkarnain said that what Allah had given him was much more and more than sufficient. So he didn't accept any wealth, any tribute from them, but he demanded from them manly power, labor, to work for him. And he made the wall with two metals, hadid yani iron, and qitar yani lead. He fixed the blocks or sheets of iron in the gap between two mountains. It is said it was between two mountains. And he heated up those sheets, those blocks, until they became red hot, and then he poured molten lead over it, so a metallic strong wall was made. And he said that the Yajooj and Majooj will not be able to cross it from above, and they will not be able to make a hole in it until when Allah's promise time comes, then it will become dust. At the time of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had told Zainab radiallahu ta'ala anha, his wife Zainab radiallahu ta'ala anha, about a hole which appeared in this wall of Yajooj and Majooj, and he showed the size of that wall by joining his index finger and thumb and making a small circle with it. At that time, such a small hole had appeared in that wall. So we believe in these statements, the statements of Quran, and whatever came to us through the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the true hadith. We believe in them with closed eyes, and we don't go into details because we don't know. People don't know what are in reality what are Yajooj and Majooj. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Al-Anbiya that the ayah number 96 of Surah Al-Anbiya. حتى إذا فتحت يأجوج ومأجوج وهم من كل حدب ينسلون, until when the Gog and Magog have been opened and they will descend from every height. Now, as in this ayah it is said that they will descend from every height, I don't want to interpret the ayah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive me and protect me, but in today's circumstances we see the spaceships, and like they say aliens will come, etc., etc. We hear such things. So some people also think maybe they will come from another planet, because according to Quran al-Kareem and the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the other planets also have people, habitations like us. So it may be that the hole was a way to the planet Earth from another planet, and Zulkarnain closed that way. Because in the past also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had given great power, great understanding to people. So it may be a hole in a planet which he closed. How is it that they will be descending from every height when they are opened near the day of judgment? But still Allah knows best, we don't know. But nobody has the right to make mockery of these statements. These are the ayat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Yasir Qadhi, I heard his speech, he is making mockery. Actually, I watched some of his videos. His way of expression is attractive, but I again and again noted that he tries to attack the Quran to make Islam light to people. For example, in the video Barzakh, there are many episodes of the video Barzakh, and they are very long, and I didn't have time. But one of them I tried to listen to. It may be the episode 2, perhaps, or episode 1. I don't remember very well. He said about the questioning in qabr, in grave, and about the sakaratil maut, that at the time of death, the difficult time at the time of death when the person suffers from it. And he said, like many people now, he said that the prophets also have the sakaratil maut. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he gave the proof that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was given wet cloth by Aisha radhiyallahu anha, and he was sponging his forehead, and he said, inna lil mauti sakarat, inna lil mauti sakarat. And I have already answered this thing, that he was having high temperature, and it is like he was doing cold sponging. He was not in the sakaratil maut. If he said these words, he was teaching us even at that time. But it doesn't mean that he was having sakaratul maut. These are not sakaratul maut. Sakaratul maut are quite different thing. So on one side, he said that the Prophet had sakaratul maut. On the other side, he said that a shaheed, a martyr one, doesn't have sakaratul maut, and he will not be questioned in the grave. And then he said, shaheed is a great person, the one who struggled hard and sacrificed his life for the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But he said that a person who dies due to some internal disease, cancer, disease in abdomen, chest, etc., he is also shaheed. So he made the things light. He gave the high degree of a shaheed to a person dying with common death. And then he said that this person will not have sakaratil maut and will not be questioned in grave. While on the other side, he said that the Prophet had sakaratil maut. Now you compare these statements, completely changing the definition of shaheed. What is shaheed? So I agree with this brother, this respected brother, Syed Mahmud. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless him. What he said is right. And he also informed us, gave us even more information. I have a question about Yasir Qadhi. I ask the question that, is he a hidden Qadyaani? There are a sect of people who have the names Qadyaani. One sect of people has all these names: Qadyaani, Mirzayi, and Ahmadi. But the name Qadhi is also a doubtful name. And the Qadyaani people are those who actually make fitnah in Islam, and they make mockery of the Quran and the Sunnah. So this person, Yasir Qadhi, also does the same. Therefore, I have this question about him. Now, saying to someone, now the people around Yasir Qadhi, they don't seem to be serious Muslims. If you only watch his epic masjid on YouTube, you will see what type of people they are. Muslims, their faces are such. A true Muslim having true faith of Islam in his mind, in his heart. Once while in America, I heard someone saying that a non-Muslim, American non-Muslim, entered the fold of Islam, and the cause he gave was that he said that I see a type of light on the faces of the Muslims. Therefore, I entered the fold of Islam. So Muslims, they from their faces also, they appear serious, pious, dignified. Now, if you see the people in Epic Masjid and the people around this Yasir Qadhi, they are not serious people. Don't seem to be dignified Muslims. Allah knows best. Now, saying to Syed Mahmud that you are not a scholar. Again, I ask, what is the definition of a scholar? Are they not human beings? Are they some supernatural creation? Do they descend from heaven? No, they are human beings like us, but they have knowledge. But only knowledge is not sufficient. Let us see the definition of a scholar in the Quran and Sunnah. See in Surah Fatir, verse number 28. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the second part of this verse, إنما يخشى الله من عباده العلماء إن الله عزيز غفور. Truly, those who fear Allah among his servants are those who have knowledge. And surely Allah is exalted in might and oft forgiving. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us the definition of ulama, scholars. Their main quality is that they fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And a Muslim who fears Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not make mockery of the verses of the Holy Quraan. A person, whether a scholar, well-known scholar or whatever, when he makes mockery of the verses of the Quran, I don't consider him a Muslim. He's not Muslim. So, a Muslim is a scholar is a learned Muslim who fears Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Abdullah bin Masud said in the tafsir, in the commentary of this verse, he said, thus knowledge is not due to much narration of hadith, but due to much fear of Allah. And Hassan Basri said, the scholar is he who fears Allah though he has not seen him, and turns to what is approved by Allah and keeps away from what makes Allah angry. The commentary of this verse in Tafhim al-Quran, as you can see at tafhim.net, in Surah Fatir, verse number 28. The commentary of this word ulama, the scholar. It says that, in the first place, we cannot call a person an alim of deen who has a lot of knowledge of maths, science, psychology, physiology, philosophy, etc., etc., academic subjects. The scholar of academic subjects is not the scholar of deen. So, this is a requirement that he must be knowing Quran and Sunnah. Second thing is that if a person, a Muslim, has lot of knowledge of the hadith, of Quran, of fiqh, and he doesn't fear Allah, so he cannot be called a scholar. So the fear of Allah is the first obligation, the first requirement. Therefore, a person, a Muslim, who preaches Islam sincerely and tries to preach Islam should not be attacked by saying you are not a scholar. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us all from becoming such scholars, because there is also a hadith about the scholars of the end time. There are many hadith which are really sorrowful. Now, you listen to this hadith. In the end time, there will be men who will deceive through religion. They will be seeking the dunya through deen. They will be like in sheepskin. Their tongues will be sweeter than sugar, and their hearts will be the hearts of wolf. Allah Ta'ala says, is it due to my tolerance and mercy that you are deceived, or are you courageous enough against me? I swear by myself, I take an oath by myself, that I will send upon these people such a trial that will leave the most intelligent of them, utterly baffled. Utterly baffled means like will be so much confused that will be completely lost. So this hadith is found in Tirmizi, and I seek the refuge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we all must seek the refuge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from becoming such scholars. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us those Muslims, those muttaqeen, like the definition of Hassan Basri. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us muttaqeen, fearing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, guarding ourselves from disobedience to Allah, keeping away from whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has forbidden, and doing what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordered us to do. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد.